Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a teddy bear using Simplicity pattern 8044. This is a great pattern for beginners and is a lot of fun to make. So let's get started. First, you will need to gather your supplies. You will need the Simplicity 8044 pattern, paper pattern, pencil or pen, fabric, toy stuffing. You could use scraps of fabrics if you don't have any stuffing, threads, paper and fabric, scissors, pins, and a sewing machine. Once you have everything you need, you can start by transferring your chosen pattern onto your pattern paper. I chose this method so that I could preserve the actual pattern. Once you're done, you can start cutting the fabric pieces once you're done. First, I'm going to show you how I transferred my pattern onto a pattern paper. So I first drew the harrow. The harrow basically show you the gradients of the fabric, so which direction the fabric should be facing when cutting the fabric itself. Well, when cutting out the pattern on the fabric. I then drew the special markings, so such as the dots, and then I went around the pattern, making sure I have all the outlines, including the stitch lines as well. I also put all the points where you have to stop, not, and continue. So, for example, when you're stitching around the head, at the angle where the neck will be moving, you need to stop, not, and continue. So wherever the legs will be moving or the teddy bear will be moving, you need to put extra, you need to back tack in those areas. So I've gone around and put dots in all those areas. And at this point, I'm just drawing the dots for the toes. These fabrics will be cut. There will be 2 pieces for each fabric. So I'll be writing the name of each fabrics as well on the pattern itself, as well as writing how many needs to be cut. This is number 6, and it's basically the back of the teddy bear. It's much larger than the front of the teddy bear, and it also have a bigger dot at the back, and that is basically to represent the bottom of the teddy. At this point, just drawing the outline for the ears, and also to draw the stitch line for the whole teddy, the whole back of the teddy. And then I'm going to write all the informations about the teddy. So, for example, where the nose is, where the ear stitches are, where the back of the neck, the legs, the tail, and the name of the pattern itself. And these are the 2 fabrics. So the 2 patterns. So we've got the front and we've got the back. Pattern 5 is the back. Is the front of the teddy. And we'll need to cut 2 of this as well. I was just putting them on top of each other so that I could see how they look next to each other. It's not that I'm trying to say we've only got 2. It's basically just looking at them from the side angle. And then I've cut all the dots into the teddy so we can see where all the dots and notches needs to be. Sorry, I forgot to mention notches before when I was drawing the patterns, but all the small triangles are the notches and the big ones are the dots. Now we've come to the fabrics, and I've chosen this fleece fabric. It's a glow in the dark fleece, and they're quite soft to the skin as well. And my daughter actually chose this fabric. It's part of the fabrics that we've got in stock. This actually at £10 per meter, and they're one of our bestsellers. So we're just using this, and because I thought it might be a good one, and also when my daughter chose it, I just thought, okay, it's a good one. This is a grey one. We've got it in 3 different colours. So this is the grey. We've got black, and then we've got white colour. No, sorry, we've got black and brown. And we've got pearls as well as so this is the star one. Then we've got pearls, and then we've got heart shaped fabrics as well. They're all glow in the dark, and they're all soft. They're not just ideal for making teddy, they're also good for making nightgown as well, and pajamas. So this I kind of found this fabric a little bit hard to use, and that's because it kept moving. I had to use weight, then use the pin, then use weight, then use clips. It took me quite a while to get to stabilize the fabric. And one thing about using fleece is that they get everywhere. So once I start cutting it, all the fluff just goes everywhere. But I enjoy using it, and it was basically the best thing for this teddy. You don't have to use new fabrics. You don't have to use expensive fabric to make this teddy. This teddy can be made with any scrap you have. If you're good at quilting, you can use scrap fabrics. You can stitch them all together and then cut the pattern. I might do something like that later on. When I have the time, I might do that, and then display it so you guys can see it. Just one more thing to say. This pattern itself, I purchased it. I'm not earning anything from Simplicity. I do not work for Simplicity. This is just a disclaimer that you're all aware that I pay for the pattern itself, and I had it in my stock for quite a while, and I just thought I'll make it now. I've made one of them before, but now I'm just making this teddy bear using my fabric, which I sell in my store. So if I'm promoting anything, it will be the fabric itself. But really, I'm just here to show you guys how I have gone about making this beautiful teddy bear. This is from Janome. It's quite a very, very durable one. I was going to use another one before which okay, let's forget about the scissors and move on straight to the teddy. Now I'm stitching pattern 6, which is the back. I'm stitching the two pieces for the back. I'm stitching them together and then just opening them and having a look to make sure everything is stuck together. Then I'm moving on to the bottom and stitching the dot at the bottom of the teddy. And then I should be moving to the legs and stitch the legs. So that's actually still the bottoms. I've done the two bottom of the back to allow the back to be able to balance, so the teddy can balance on the back. And now I am stitching the two pieces for the front, which is number 5. I'm stitching them together. By the way, I'm stitching both 6 and 5 from the center. So I'm not stitching them from the sides, I'm stitching them from the center. And now I'm just going to draw points onto each, because the fronts, you need to put the eyes on the front of the teddy. So I'm going to need to draw the dots where the eyes needs to be and where the nose needs to be, and of course the mouth. So you can see the teddy is looking, it's looking like a teddy. You can see the shell already. And now, so I'm going to draw, like I said earlier, I'm now going to draw the eyes. These are fabric pens. They're friction fabric, so you can actually just iron over them and they'll go away. The marks that they made will go away. So I'm double checking all the dots to make sure they're all in place, and it looks like I've missed some out. So all the dots that I've missed out, I'm just drawing them all in, and then need to cut them and stitch them. It's very important that as you're stitching your pattern, you need to double check and keep checking, because if you don't, when mistake happens, sometimes it might be too late. One thing I forgot to say before cutting your fabric is always double check your patterns. I know I'm basically copying a pattern here. However, if I was making any alteration to that pattern, I have to make sure I double check before I cut the fabric, because it's better to make mistakes whilst you're using paper than to make mistakes with fabric. The fabric might be yours, it might not be. It might be a customer bringing you fabric to help them make something, and once you make mistake, you might not be able to go back and fix it. So at this point, I'm joining both front and backs together. It looks my little girl is here now to help. She's passing me the clips. I found that it was easier to use the clips rather than use the pins. So we're using the clips to attach the front to the back. So we're attaching 6 to 5 at this point. I know it's not very, the video is not very clear here, but what I'm doing is I'm making sure each edges and each markings aligns with the front. So whatever dot I've got at the back and at the front, they match, especially the centers needs to match correctly. So the front center needs to match the back center, which you can see a little bit in the video here. And then the feet, where the dots are on the feet, they need to match. Where the dots are and the bottom is quite different, so that one does not need to match because the front and the back are different. The dots on the front, the dots on the back is to allow the teddy to sit, so they're different from the dots at the front. And then the dots for the arms needs to match as well. So everything needs to literally align. The ears needs to align. Otherwise, everything would just be wonky. They will not be straight. And we're going to stitch. I'm just going to wait till we reach that point. We should be stitching from one side of the buttock to the other side. Okay, so we're stitching from one side of the buttock. So just as I said earlier, so we're gonna stitch from one side of the buttock, stitch around the leg, stitch around one of the legs, and go all the way round. Sorry, it looks like I had some issue with the sewing machine there. Okay, don't forget to back tack. It's very important because you don't want the stitch to open as you're going along. I'm very careful at this point because my little girl decided that she wants to come and help. And sometimes when she's here, she will press on the machine while my hand is literally underneath it. So I'm trying to keep her away as well as... okay, now she's sitting on my lap. So we just need to do this together without her getting a hand on the so she's helping me push the fabric along, but what we're doing is basically we're stitching around. We're literally stitching straight around, just following the lines that I know is there. Is if I was right, is it's 3.5, well, half an inch. Sorry, that was wrong. It's 1 centimeter line all the way around. So we're following a 1 centimeter all the way around, and I'm just following the end of the foot. I'm using the foot on the machine to go all the way around, which is basically just 1 centimeter. So the reason I'm going slowly at this point is, again, the little girl is helping me, so I don't want her to get hurt. I'm going to go and speed it up here. Okay, so we just went past the head and we're going down the other arm and then round it and then back down again. So we're literally almost done, and now just moving to the next leg and finishing it off. We have to leave at least a gap of 5 inches. I'm leaving 5 inches because I've got quite a thick hand. So, and now it's all done. We just have the hole at the bottom, which I'll show you, and the stitch you can see there is, it was me putting previously I chose to put buttons in there, and that was what those stitches were. And now we finished that. Just need to get the stuffings. So she's going to go and help me get the stuffings now. So turning the teddy inside out so we can see what it looks like. That's another reason why we've left the hole at the bottom, so that we can have access, we can have space to turn and also access to put the stuffings in. So those were the buttons that I put earlier, and I use hand needle to do that. Just put it in and see whether we like it. Baby girl's quite helpful. She's gotten everything out. At this point where I'm turning the teddy inside out, if you have something to use to aid you, you can use them. You can use knife. Not really a knife. You can use ruler to push the corners out, or if you have something sharp. So sometimes I use scissors, but not always, because sometimes I'm scared it's going to go through. But you can use scissors to actually push the corners out. So now we're just stuffing the teddy. You can see the teddy bear is getting, like, the shape is coming to what we plan to have it. It's coming good. We can literally see what it is now, whereas before you couldn't tell what it was. Yeah, I guess she's getting fill up. Okay, so we've stuffed off the teddy now. We had some choices here. You can actually see the fabric in the background. We have some choices here. We could do the nose and give her a little bit of nose, or we could leave the nose just the way it is. We could give her a scarf for the neck, or if we're not happy with the neck, you can always take out the stuffing again and reshape the neck. And to reshape the neck, you can actually you can stitch a little bit inward, in like a V shape inward, just to make the necks a little bit more pronounced than it is now. But we like the neck the way it is because we're going to use scarf for this teddy. It looks like my daughter wants us to put more stuffing in the teddy. And before we close it, we just need to know what else we need to do, and then we have to close it. So we've gone ahead and fast forward everything, and then I've closed the bottom at this point because there's no way I would have given it to her without closing the bottom. And we've put nose, we've changed the eyes, so I've hand stitched the eyes in instead of the button as previously seen, and we've stitched in the mouth as well and the nose, and then we've put ribbon around the neck because that's what we originally planned to do with the teddy. And now we're going to see if we can get him or her to glow in the dark. So this is the back side of the teddy, and I'm trying to see if I can get it to glow in the dark without having to go into a dark room. But I think I might have to go into a dark room to do it. But this is what we've done. You can also add any other details you like, such as a hat, scarf, like we've done. Well, we've done a bow, but you can do scarf. You can make clothes for her or him, and that's it. You've made your very own teddy, and we've actually put our tag on it so that it won't look it. People will know that it's handmade. So we put our own tag, and we know where we got it from, just in case later on we have no idea where it came from, or my daughter query. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more sewing tutorial. Thank you for watching.